Hi, my name is Elohim. I am a singer, songwriter, producer, one-woman show. And these are my 5 tips on making the best music that you possibly can. I like to go into a session with nothing planned, just like if I want to scream on the mic, if I want to cry, or if I want to just chill, I want to be able to do whatever. And I think that kind of sets up for like the best situation. I actually suffer from severe anxiety, dissociation, and panic disorder. And for me to make the best creative music possible, I need to be the most comfortable that I can be. So me and my brother came up with this saying, no Presh Sesh, because there's just this pressure sometimes when you're going in to make music that you have to make this amazing thing, or if you're going into a session with someone you don't know, you are sort of like, oh my gosh, is it gonna be awkward? It's kind of like a first date. Even if I'm going in with somebody I don't know, I'll text them and be like, hey, this is a no Presh Sesh, no pressure whatsoever. Like, even if we make nothing and we just have a fun time, whatever, or if we're an hour in and you want to leave, just tell me, like, it's all good. So for me, I like to just like set that precedent of like, okay, there's no pressure, let's just make really cool music. So something else that helps me going into sessions is setting the environment and setting the energy and just setting the room up so that it feels comfortable for you. I wanted to make my space feel really creative and inspiring, so I started creating this wall, and I wanted it to be very meaningful, and I wanted every piece to mean something personally. I love crystals, and I had some skulls laying around, and I decided to take paint and crystals and create these skulls to hang on the wall. And so this became one of my quarantine projects, was decorating skulls. This one I actually, I stole from a neighbor. They moved, and then it was just sitting in the yard, so I went and took it. Then I painted it and painted an eye on it, painted it silver, put some crystals on it, and it's actually one of my favorites that I've made. So, you know, whatever works for you, setting that energy for you to just feel the best, most confident version of yourself while creating. One of my most valuable tips actually is just get weird and experiment. That's how all of my music is made, mostly by just making mistakes. So the Filter Mini, I'm just messing around with that. This one's called D-Riser. It's a step sequencer, which is really cool because it kind of just follows the sound. This is just the Jupiter from Arturia. And then with the Filter Mini, yeah, so you can just play a weird part and then just run it through these filters, and it's so inspiring. You can make something completely unique to your song, and that's what I love about the effects. I feel like I always have to go as weird as possible and then like dial it back down to get to like that perfect spot. I think that's my favorite thing about making music, is that there isn't a right way of doing it. You kind of want to let go and just not think and have your head in the clouds and just total freedom to create whatever weird stuff you want. So during the pandemic, actually being home for, almost 2 years, I had to set up a home studio, and I made a whole album in my bedroom. Like, that's so crazy. And most of it was arturia and honestly Splice. So often I'll play chords and I'll just like flip through sounds, and then it could be just, a regular organ sound, but then you add this ocean sweep on EFX fragments. And it's like a whole different world. And the next one is called One Bar Glimmers. Also insane. There's just a feeling and a sound when you know that you like something. There's just a feeling to it. EFX fragments. I'm not bullshitting right now. Like, this is crazy. And when I find sounds that I love, I freak out. It's like the most glorious moment of my life. It's so me. These sounds are so... That little... It makes me emotional. It's honestly a miracle. Like, you think about it, you're like, wow, for me to be able to sit in my room and make an album that sounds, incredible and I love, just by using only soft synths and only like these FX plugins and stuff. It's truly amazing. there are definitely going to be days where you're like, oh, okay, I feel like I should be doing something creative right now. And you go to make something and nothing is just coming out of you. And I think that's okay. You know, sometimes you want to push through in those moments, but a lot of times it's better to just step away, go for a walk, go meditate, go watch TV, make a meal, you know, talk to a friend. Actually, one time I was working with this producer, Sonny DePerry, and he was telling me that on days where they don't necessarily want to write lyrics or, you know, produce songs, they'll do these sort of lab days, which I loved that. And they just collect sounds. And I love having that sort of out from making a full song right now. I can just like save a bunch of sounds and make folders of sounds that you love. And then it's like, you don't feel like you're wasting a day. It's actually really productive. Also, the beauty of music is you are always learning. You can never, ever know enough. You'll never be done creating, I think. And so trusting that and knowing that, like, even if for a month your mind and your body isn't allowing you to create, that's okay, because you're gonna get past that point and you're gonna get back to that place where, you know, you're thriving and creating. And I think trusting yourself and trusting the process. You are very capable within yourself, and you are very capable of creating and making the music that you love. You just really do have to trust yourself and find that confidence.